Hey YouTube, Lawler, as always, we've got some updates and some conversation around the new update coming to Rocket League. A lot of people in the chat have been asking, hey, when's the next rank reward release? When are things going to happen? And we've got some updates, some that are actually pretty impactful for the game as well. Things in regard to maybe some updates for the casuals. There's been a lot of focus and emphasis in Rocket League lately in regards to in-game updates. Things like boost meter updates and visuals for nameplates and things of that nature. And that general sentiment seems to be the efforts that Rocket League is putting in. And let's be very honest, there hasn't really been new content in Rocket League for quite a while. There's no new game modes. There's nothing new exciting to entice us. It is just ranked gameplay every single time. I'm not gonna lie about that. A lot of people very deterred in playing Rocket League. And I think the developers are on this weird in-between of, do we put a bunch of time and effort into making new stuff for Rocket League, or do we put time and effort into UE5? And the hope is for the 10-year anniversary, those two things merge and we do get UE5. And it's going to probably piss off a lot of people. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are upset about the 10-year anniversary if it is UE5, because the reality is UE3 does not translate to UE5, so they have to rebuild the game from scratch. And if they do that, they might as well stick it in Fortnite as a bootable game. And then we have access to UEFN and all the creative mode and everything else. And it's probably going to feel a little bit different. It's not going to play like Rocket League the way you know and love it. It's going to be problematic and it's going to be different and people are going to be upset. I'm telling you guys right now, while it may be frustrating to start, if they end up doing that, it is going to make Rocket League huge. It is going to bring in an audience that is like quintuple what Rocket League player base is. And while they may not all translate over, I do know the last time that like Fortnite implemented Lego Fortnite, its own standalone game, they had 2.3 million concurrent players playing on the first day, which the highest Rocket League get is like 600,000 to 700,000. So you're talking 300% the player base, which means that everybody in content gets more viewership. It means that everybody watching gets more support. It means that Epic makes more money, which means they can support the game more. We can get better collaborations. There's a lot of good things. Also, I'm pretty sure Fortnite is T for teen. And if Rocket League is an entity within that, does that mean it also opens up some opportunities for Rocket League when it comes to partnerships, sponsorships, things of that nature? Could be some good. With that in mind, those are some big kind of thought pieces that I can talk about. If you guys would like me to do a dedicated video on that where I fully express it, stop by the stream or let me know in the comments down below. What we're going to actually focus on in today's video, though, is the next season's update. They have been putting out consistent teasers on the new map, which it looks like it's a brand new futuristic map called Futura Garden. Looks pretty dope. Some couple trailers that we're going to take a peek at. A couple things within those trailers that have been hinted at, as well as just overall thoughts. So with that, we're going to pause the music. We're going to transition to the other scene. This is the first trailer they released about a week ago. Now, with this trailer, we're like, okay, this is kind of cool. It looks like some hype chamber stuff. They've got 2 new vehicles that they're showcasing. Those are pretty cool. One person also pointed out there is a 5 on the side of these wheels. So you see a 5 here, and then as it comes up, there's also a 5 there. So are they teasing UE5? Who knows? But the map that they showcase is called Futura Garden. That is what we are looking at in the new season. A brand new map. And they showcase a ramp that you're going up into. And we're like, okay, retractable roof? No, it's retractable floor. And then you drive up into the arena. That then, later today, got confirmed. And we saw this. Champions aren't born, they're made on the field. Are you up next? And we got this trailer. This is of the new map. So this is the inverse, them going up into the map. And I think it looks pretty sick. I think it looks pretty dang good. So you get a showcase. There's the wheels with the 5 on them. Does it mean anything else? You have the ball actually being raised up. I think that's pretty cool. I think visually it looks pretty dang good. Now, my hope is that they take this, and I'm going to throw this up because this is the in-game display that now shows. Anytime you boot up Rocket League, this is the news window that shows up. I do think if they bring this into rank competition, this could be a very good map 1 in ranked competition. When you have the hype chamber flyouts and stuff like that and they go onto the field, it would be really cool to see the cars within, Rocket League drive out from their ramps respectively, and then the kickoff from the countdown is actually this ball being raised up, and that's how the game starts. I think visually that's just a really cool look. I think as a production person and someone who's watching that visually as a first-time viewer, what a great way to entice me to be like, man, the production quality of this is sick. And I think it just is a good touch on how to make something really cool. Whether that happens or not, maybe I'm just dreaming, maybe I'm just hoping, but things like that would be cool. It seems like it's got kind of like a Utopia Coliseum type vibe with the water and the buildings and stuff nearby. But overall, I think visually, I don't know if they're going to do dynamic shadows. I don't know if they're going to have the shadows of the map change based upon where the sun is located. I don't know if UE3 has that capability. But how cool would it be that as you're playing and time progresses in the match, the shadows also change. So the light of this, instead of being here where the sun is coming from, all of a sudden turns and comes from over here and then over here, and it dynamically changes. I think that would be really cool as well. I'm sure there's going to be some Easter eggs thrown in there. I'm sure I will bug the ever-living heck out of the developers and try to get that information. Shoutouts to the Beckwiths and everybody else that I talked to. But I'm sure they've got some Easter eggs and something else. But overall, I think the new map does look good. As long as the corners perform the way they're supposed to, as long as touches happen the way they're supposed to, as long as it's not too bright, these are things that should be learned on from us complaining in the past. And my recommendation, Psyonix, Epic, whoever's watching, if you need people to play test it, give us a beta version of the client and we will test it. Let us test it first before you release it and make sure. Now, with that in mind, people have also been asking about ranked rewards. When are they happening? What are they? What are they going to be? There was a pushback and a delay for the new season. And I'm trying to find exactly what they said. Here it is. So season 17 was extended to March 14th, which as of this moment is 10 days away. 18 is on the way, and it starts with a crossbar ping. Don't know what that means. I don't know what they're trying to imply with that. But season 17 is delayed to the 14th. Which my assumption means that within the next 3 to 5 days, usually a week in advance. So if the 7th is that halfway point, my assumption is probably like Friday or something. Usually they do teasers on like Thursdays, Fridays. And with how much they're putting out these updates and how frequently they're teasing things, we can assume that we are very likely going to be getting ranked rewards, new season, Rocket Pass updates, what the new season's going to look like, and a teaser within the next week. That is the assumption. Because usually when the season ends, 24 to 48 hours after that is when the new one actually releases, the new patch hits, Baka's mod gets updated, all that kind of stuff. So, we have a general timeline of when things are supposed to happen. We have a general idea of when things are supposed to be updated. We have a general idea of when updates are supposed to happen. But the one thing that we don't know about is apparently 10-year anniversary is right around the corner. The seasons usually last 2, 3, 4 months. And the anniversary is July 7th. So March to April, May, June, July. So we either have a season that is going to end right before the 10-year anniversary, and then we get that big update, the UE5, hopefully, 10-year anniversary type update. My assumption. I would not be surprised, and I know I talked about it a lot at the beginning of this video. I would expect this update to be a little bit less. Assuming lengthwise, it is going to be the last update before the 10-year anniversary. That's my guess. I assume it's a new map, pass with a theme, whatever. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing crazy. And then and I'm going to tell you guys very directly about this, if the 10-year anniversary is not a banger, if it doesn't come with some massive updates and stuff, my hopeful optimism, my hopeful, realistic side of me that's like, hey guys, let's understand it takes time, this, that, or the other. If it doesn't happen, I'm probably going to go and become a bit more negative and a bit more pessimistic, because it is tough to give and give and give and give and have nothing change. And I think a lot of people feel that way. You even saw Jazer also say the same thing. He's like, hey man, if something doesn't happen for the 10-year anniversary, I am out. And I think a lot of people feel that way. Now, there is some things that I've seen and talked to people about behind closed doors, and it's why I still continue to have a little bit more optimism. But if they don't deliver on it, if they don't have it live up to expectations, which I don't know if they ever can, but as long as it's within the ballpark, I think we'll be okay. But I think for everybody who loves this game, the game is always going to be fun. Whether they break it completely or UE3 Rocket League is still what it is, the game as a core is fantastic. Like straight up, it's been around for a decade coming up. It's a great game. It really is. It's fun. And it's unrealistic for people to play the same thing over and over and over and over and over again for 10 years without getting a little burnt out. So unless they find a way to innovate or have that creativity come through custom maps, which a lot of people believe could be a great way, if they give us the tools and the building blocks to make fun and unique things as a community, and people can earn a living off of that, looking at you, Lethamir, but now accessible to everybody, I'm just saying, we've broken record. If you give me the ability to go to a playlist of the most upvoted or liked maps that are made by creators, and I can just click a button and play it and host it with my community, this game will explode. It's going to be one of the greats that, like Halo Forge, like Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, UMS settings, I'm going to play tower defenses. I'm going to, like, you can see what they do in UEFN. You see what they're making whole new games, RPGs, MMOs, MOBA, like they're making full-blown games within UEFN in the Fortnite Unreal Engine 5 client. If we get that level of love and attention for Rocket League, I'm not that creative, but man, I can't imagine what this community will come up with. That's the hope. If they don't deliver on that on July 7th, it's going to be rough. Either way, that is what I've got for today's video. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for those that made it this far. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.